art explorers. We are going on an adventure with our paper people today. And today we are going to New York City. In New York City, there is an awesome museum called the Guggenheim. The Guggenheim was named for the people who gave the money to make it. And the Guggenheim was designed by a famous artist named Frank Lloyd Wright. So I'm going to show you how to draw the Guggenheim, and I'm going to give you two ideas of some very artistic paper people that you could make. I have a girl version and a boy version.
All right, let's get started. The first thing I'm going to show you is how to draw the Guggenheim. As you noticed, it is a really unique looking building. I'm going to start with a rectangle, and this is kind of a tough building to draw, especially since we want it to look sort of three-dimensional. So if I start going too fast, just pause and catch up. You can see I'm using a Sharpie. To make it easy for you to see, I would suggest starting with a pencil. You can tell that I made a couple diagonal lines off of that first rectangle, and then I added a rectangle on the side. Two more rectangles under that first rectangle are going to sort of be the door, and I put some little lines on there almost to look like highlights because that's the main entrance. I'm making a diagonal line off of that original rectangle. This building sort of goes around the corner, and I'm trying to make it look like it's wrapping around the corner. So I'm making some diagonal lines back to those doors. A curved rectangle is next, and then another rectangle next to that one. Once we've got the top of some of those rectangles of the building going, now we're going to add some curved lines to show that iconic, that unique top of the building. So I put one curved line and then a second one on top. And now I am putting more curved lines up, another curved line on top of that, one more curved line above it, and then this building is 4 layers tall, so I've got one more curved line on the very top. I color some of those spaces in with black, and again, this is a really rough representation of the Guggenheim. I'm going to add some more details and some buildings in the background on a little faster speed. Now that I've got the Guggenheim background just the way I want it, it's time for my paper people. I'm going to make two versions as suggestions to show you, so I'm drawing around these people 2 times. I decided that since we were in New York, I would make some sort of fancy artistic type people. Maybe they're artists themselves, or maybe they're just people who like to go hang out in art museums. I know that I sure do. So I'm drawing around my paper people, and then I'm going to add some details for clothes. After I draw my paper people, I'm going to start by making sure I put a tab on the top of the shoulders for my paper people. That way I'll know that the clothes will fit on my people. I'm going to fast forward this again. I'll talk through some of what I drew, but again, you're the artist and you might have some really fun ideas for how to draw your artistic New York City paper people. For my girl version, I started with a little bit of a fancy collar, and then I wanted it to look like her hands were in front of her. I made 2 sort of flouncy, fluffy arms for her dress, and her hands are together. Then, instead of her wearing shorts, I gave her a long dress. For my boy version or my guy version, I made some triangle shapes for a lapel for a jacket. A curved line is the bottom of his jacket, and then he looks a little bit like the original paper person with his hands in his pockets. And then I drew some pants on him. I also wanted to give them some hats. For my artistic lady, I thought a fancy French beret would be great. And for my guy, I made him sort of wearing a wool beanie cap. In just a sec, I'll really fast forward and show you exactly how I colored it and finished it off. But you can see once I had my pencil marks just the way I wanted them, I went over everything in Sharpie. You can see that I added some shading to the Guggenheim, and then probably my favorite part is coloring and adding details to the outfits that my people are wearing. I like to add lots of different colors, and I decided a sketchbook would be a great prop for those artistic New York types. So here they are, all finished up and in front of the Guggenheim. There's my gentleman with his beanie cap, and my crazy artistic lady with her beret and sketchbook. I would love to see what you guys do. Bye!